Good day. My name is Angel Rose Villagarde, and we are going to report about integration, standards, and interoperability. So first thing that we are going to discuss is about 4.1, integration challenges and general IT standards. 4.2, IT standards, imaging and internet standards. 4.3 is the DICOM standards. 4.4 is the HL7 standards or Health Level 7 standards. 4.5 is interoperability and IHE standards. So 4.1, integration challenges and general IT standards. So in very broad terms, system integration is the process of connecting different subsystems or components into a single larger system that functions as one. It is typically defined as the process of linking together various IT systems, services, and/or software to work functionally together. But what is integration? So integration, it refers to a moment in an interoperability timeline where different information systems are interconnected physically and logically to achieve solution delivery, the act of forming, coordinating, or blending into a function or a unified whole. So the process by which different information systems, such as medical devices and electronic medical record systems, are able to exchange intelligibly data in a way that is seamless to the end. Now, what is interoperability? So, it is the ability of different information systems, devices, and applications or system to access, exchange, integrate, and cooperatively use data in coordinated manner within and across organizational, regional, and national boundaries to provide seamless portability of information and optimize the health of individuals and populations globally. So, health data exchange architectures, application interfaces, and standards enables data to be accessed and shared appropriately and securely across the complete spectrum of care within all applicable settings and with relevant stakeholders, including the individuals. So moving on to the levels or terms in his or hospital information system. So first is technical interoperability. So it refers to technical aspects of interconnecting computer system. So technically, it's an end-to-end exchange of data among systems. 2 is the syntactic interoperability. So it's the ability of exchanging information between information systems. So defined for data like encoding, decoding, and representation. And it is known as the data language. 3. Structural interoperability. So, it provides a common agreed model of clinical or domain concepts. This model is meaningful entity that can be shared by multiple independent information system components. So, exchange of data through predefined data models, data structures, and data schemes. So, it is known as data architecture. 4th, semantic interoperability is the ability to provide meaningful exchange of information in order to the content of the message to be understood by the recipient system or process. So, exchange of data through contexts that are predefined and delivered, and it is known as data context. 5th is operational interoperability. So, it focuses on how administrative, clinical, or statistical information should be represented and interpreted. To support interoperability, administrative, clinical, and management staff will require an understanding of and implications of having integrated data available. So, data through networks, computers, applications, and web services. 6 is organization interoperability or organizational interoperability. So, it's concerned with processes, policies, roles, management, and frameworks around the integration of data from different administrative domains. So, business process integration beyond the boundaries of single organization. So, the different integration approach. So, first is message-oriented integration. So, relies on a set of standard messages that allow various his subsystems to exchange messages carrying data. So the primary idea is to exchange structured electronic messages between different applications and also the use of already established standards. So it is considered a mechanism that supplies functional integration of his at regional levels in order to automate the medical processes such as patient admission, transfer, prescriptions, ordering of laboratory and radiological examinations for automatic or on-demand receipt of results. So 2 is the application-oriented integration. So supplies a layer of defined and centrally managed applications on top of existing applications in order to support the flow and exchange of information and control logic between them by combining relevant applications and processes. So this solution often consists of process engines, workflow, or distributed objects and integration servers. It is essential to define and understand the application and processes in the organization to provide application-oriented solutions. So the main goal is to ensure all information needed in discussion making is available on time and is accurate for the users of medical software application and medical tasks. Coordinated oriented integration. So it provides a consistent view on the information held in several separated and disparate systems, applications, and underlying services for users. This can be supplied by using a unified front-end system or by synchronizing and coordinating the various systems or applications on the user's workstation. So when a user signs onto one system within the tied group of disparate systems by this approach, the same sign-on is simultaneously executed on all other systems within the group. So this solution builds a combined view of the information at the desktop and or portal level in a unified way. So it focuses on people, families, and communities through a life course approach oriented towards the implementation of integrated people-centered primary healthcare and universal health coverage. So fourth is the middleware-oriented integration. So defines a set of services, interfaces, or shared methods which support the entire system. This approach provides the infrastructure for sharing of functional services and information. Services are well-defined and self-contained functions that do not rely on the context or state of other services. So services may be implemented using a wide range of technologies including SOAP, DCOM, CORBA, Java, or web services. This approach reduces the need for replication of data and methods in several systems and enables them to operate by providing infrastructure for message and application-oriented integration. So it is a software or hardware infrastructure supporting, sending, and receiving messages between distributed systems. So his integration requirement. First is flexibility, refers to the capabilities of integration technologies towards rapid adjustments. So integration flexibility as a capability to adapt, plan, and ongoing integration efforts to new conditions. Real-time describes the ability of integration technologies to support transactions which require up to the second data latency. So different applications and databases are connected in such a way that if data is in one system changes, it is simultaneously updated in all others. Third is reliability, so techniques and protocols practiced to ensure all transmitted data. So it gives you the power to seamlessly upload and download data. Fourth is reusability. So use existing information system components or software solutions to develop new applications in the specific domain. So reusability reduces the time and cost of implementations. So software reuse and integration has been described as the process of creating software system. Fifth is performance, refers to the performance of the system. So sixth is Complexity. It refers to the implementation difficulty of integration technology from technical viewpoints. Seventh is maintainability. So refers to the ability of information system components and software applications to allow changes without causing any problem in other systems. Integration technologies should aim for solution which could be easily maintained. 8 is maturity. Refers to well-tested, established, and mature integration technologies. So the more mature technology is, the better solution, because the software developers, engineers, and analysts can provide successful implementations. 9 is scalability. Refers to the ability of integration technologies to supply high performance to accommodate a growing future loads and increasing demands. 10th is heterogeneity. So it refers to the capability of interoperating of legacy and new information system through the availability of proper programming language and operating system platforms. So healthcare informatics standards. So healthcare organizations exchange information according to a set of standards. Healthcare organizations have found it advantageous to collaborate in the pursuit of solutions to healthcare information management issues. Healthcare organizations can reduce implementation costs, accelerate integration projects, and take advantage of common tooling by making an effort to use standards whenever possible. But what is standard? So standard is agreed upon methods for connecting systems together, and it may pertain to security, data transport, data format or structure, meanings of codes or terms, analogies to learning a language, and ultimately a product built by consensus. So standards provide a common language and a common set of expectations that enable interoperability between system and or devices. SDO stands for Standards Development Organization. So focuses on developing, coordinating, promulgating, revising, amending, reissuing, and interpreting. So standards are defined, updated, and maintained by the Standards Development Organization, or the SDOs. So through a collaborative process involving the audience that will be using these standards. So in order to be recognized as an SDO, an organization may be accredited by the American National Standards Institute, or the ANSI, or the International Organization for Standardization, ISO. So, American National Standards Institute is a private non-profit organization that administers and coordinates the U.S. Voluntary Standards and Conformity Assessment System. So it is founded in 1918. So the institute works in close collaboration with stakeholders from industry and government to identify and develop standards and conformance-based solutions to national and global priorities. So International Organization for Standardization is a non-governmental organization that forms a bridge between the public and private sectors and is the largest standard organization in the world. It is a network of standards institute from 164 countries with a central office in Geneva, Switzerland that coordinates the system. So SDO standards are the following: HL7 International, DICOM, and IHE. So it will be further discussed by the following reporter. Health IT standards to watch. So first is Consolidated Clinical Document Architecture Website Disclaimers, or the CCDA. So CCDA is a framework for creating clinical documents that contain both human-readable text and machine-readable XML. Second is the Direct Website Disclaimer. So it's a standard for sending health information securely over the internet. Third is the Fast Healthcare Interoperability Resource Website Disclaimers, or FHIR. FHIR is a specification for exchanging clinical and administrative healthcare data. So the standard is based on REST and OAUTH. I don't really know how to pronounce it. So I'm sorry. So fourth is validated healthcare directory implementation guide website disclaimer. So an HL7 FHIR-based implementation guide and architectural consideration for attesting to, validating, and exchanging validated data, as well as a RESTful API for accessing data from that directory. Fifth is the integrating the Healthcare Enterprise Website Disclaimers, or the IHE. So IHE's work is organized into profiles website disclaimers that defines how systems should cooperate, and commonly implemented profiles that includes ATNA, stands for Audit Trail and Not Authentication, so basic security and audit logging. XCA stands for Cross Community Access, or query and retrieve patients' records held by other communities. XCPD stands for Cross-Community Patient Discovery, so locates patient records in other communities and resolve different patients' identifier. XDR stands for Cross-Enterprise Document Reliable Interchange, so point-to-point sharing of electronic documents. XDS stands for Cross-Community Document Sharing, so discovery and sharing of electronic documents. PDQ stands for Patient Demographics Query, so consult a central patient information server to look up patients' identity based on demographics. Next is the PIX, stands for Queries for Patient Identity Cross-References among different sites. And 6 is Health Level 7 or Health Level 7 Volume 2 Messaging Website Disclaimers, a commonly used data interchange standard. These standards include messaging specifications for patient administration, orders, results, scheduling, claims management, document management, and many others. Seventh is Quality Reporting Document Architecture Website Disclaimers, or the QRDA. So a standard for communicating healthcare quality measures. Eighth is Health Quality Measure Format, so HQMF, a standards-based representation of quality measures as electronic documents. Q is the OAUTH 2.0 Website Disclaimers, a simple authorization framework that enables a third-party application to obtain access to an HTTP service. 10th is the HEART Website Disclaimers, or Health Relationship Trust, a set of profiles that enables patients to control how, when, and with whom their clinical data is being shared. So 11th is the OpenID Connect Website Disclaimer. So a simple identity layer designed to work with OAUTH 2.0. 12 and last is the Prescription Drug Monitoring Program, or the PDMP, is an electronic database that tracks controlled substance prescriptions in a state. So that would be all, and moving on to the next reporter.